I want to thank Melissa, and I want to thank all of you who have worked so hard last year and this year. Do you know that Xyngular had the best year ever, in terms of sales, profitability, number of new distributors, number of leadership? People are absolutely dumbfounded at how well we have done during this uncertain times during the pandemic. And it's just a testament that, when adversity strikes, that if you have good people who are going to work hard and work continuously, what results they can see. And so I want to personally thank all of you for your continued participation and excitement in Xyngular. And this year is going to be one terrific year. It's already picking up steam now, and by the third quarter of this year, it's going to really be a knockout. So stay tuned. My name is Steve Kole, if you don't already see it. I am one of the founding shareholders of Xyngular. I'm also currently a director of the company. I got started in this business in 1975, believe it or not. I was only 3 years old at the time. And actually, Rudy Revac, you know who Rudy Revac is, right? And I started the company back, actually, we started our own company in 1995, but we've been involved in the same business, and we've been business associates and close personal friends all during this time, 1975 and on. And, throughout the years, in terms of my background, I'm originally from the Chicago area. I moved out to San Jose, California, where I am right now in 1982. My background is primarily in the area of finance and operations. I leave it to gals like Melissa to do the sales. But I've been very involved with the field in trying to help them with their businesses throughout the years, and to offer, my advice in as simple a way as I can on how they can improve their business. I can't tell you how many times over the years, right? I have seen situations where distributors haven't got any idea how successful they are at their business. They don't even realize when they get a 1099 form from the company at the end of the year, they look at it and go, there's no way I made that kind of money, right? And they don't have anything to show for it either. So I used to get complaints all the time. We're saying, yeah, I can't make any money at this business, right? And the fact is, they don't know how much money they're making. And so I'm going to give you some very simple tips on what you can do in your own business so that you can separate the business from your personal life, right? Which is really the key. If you're in business, then what you need to do is you need to go to work and be in business. And the way you start doing that is you set up a business. And by that, I mean, all you have to do is call yourself a business and set up a checking account in that business name. You don't have to incorporate yourself. You don't have to be an LLC. You don't have to be a corporation. All you have to do is give your company a name, all right? Whatever name you want. Go to your county, go online to your county and look up what they call a fictitious name statement and see if that name is available. And if it is, you essentially can download all the registration papers and essentially fill that out, give notice to the county that you're going to be doing business as XYZ Company or XY Enterprises or whatever name you have, and you file a fictitious name statement and you open up a checking account in that business name. And that is the key, is that you need to separate your personal finances from your business finances. And the distributors who are the most successful will take all the money that they receive from the business, all the checks, all the commissions, all the sales that they have from their customers, and deposit them in that checking account and not in their personal account. And once they do that, they also draw and all expenses from the business out of that same checking account. And what I find that's very beneficial is that once a month, you write yourself a check, right? You write yourself a check for your own efforts, and you determine how much you'd like to take out of that bank account on a monthly basis and how much you want to retain for future purchases, for any expenses you need to operate the business from, and do things like that so that you have a clear picture of exactly what you paid yourself, right, for being a distributor, what expenses the company has had, and what income that you get. And at the end of the year, when you get your 1099 from the company, you take a look at that 1099 and you look in your checkbook and you make sure it's right. And if it's not right, based upon the checks you've got, you make a call to the company and say, I got this 1099. It said I make, $85,000, and, I actually made 86,400. So, those are the very simple things. There's a lot of things you could do to ensure that all of your expenses that you have in the business are tax deductible. We could always talk about that at a later meeting. I don't want to go into a lot of details, but if you're operating your own business, you would be entitled to write off a portion of your office and home expenses, your telephone, your travel, your expenses of delivery to your customers, to other distributors, any meeting events. All those things you can deduct from your income that you have. And the way you do that is you make sure that your business checking account has all those expenses in there. Very simple. So the key is get a DBA and opening up a checking account, and that's the way to get started. And then once you do that, you've got to discipline yourself to use it like that, and not to mix your personal money with your business money. And that will go a long way for you, number one, to feel like you're in business, and number two, to organize how your business is run, what kind of expenses you're running, and get a clear picture of how successful you are. So does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask of me? I'm more than happy to answer them for you.
Let's see. Just unmute yourself. I see Hillary.
I do have a question.
Introduce yourself. Will you do me a favor and introduce yourself to him before you ask?
Sure. I'm Hillary Brown. I started the program in August and I made director in December. So I've grown pretty quickly and maintained director since then, and I'm hoping to hit silver tonight. So
congratulations.
Thank you. But so with that, I honestly have been struggling keeping up with everything, and with tax season right upon us and everything. I was just wondering if you had any advice as to how you keep up with, like, for the tax purposes, for writing off things, and is there some way that you keep up with your receipts or that you recommend doing that?
Well, it depends on what type of expenses you're talking about, right? If you are maintaining a home and office, right, and you want to deduct the office expense or your office, you may want to contact your tax preparer on what you can do. Because, for example, let's assume that you had a home and you had an office at home, and that office was 400 square feet, right? You can depreciate, right, 400 square feet from your total home as an office expense. And your tax preparer can give you the information. You can then take that percentage of your home and office and apply your utility bills, right, your telephone bills, your taxes, all the expenses that are related to your home, you can allocate to a office and home as long as you can prove that that truly is an office, right? If you're operating out of a kitchen, you really can't do that. You can do anything you want until you get examined. And then, if they take it away from you, then that's a problem. But essentially, you can do that. The other thing is that you're allowed in your travel to deduct, I think it's 55 cents a mile, right? I'm not sure what the exact number is right now for any business, non-reimbursable business expense that you have. So anytime you go to a meeting, as long as you keep a log of where you're going, what date you went, and the number of miles, then at the end of any period, you just add up the number of miles, multiply it by 55% of 55 cents, and you can deduct that from your taxes, right? That way you don't have to keep receipts of your gas bills or your oil bills and things like that. So there's a number of things that your tax preparer can advise you of that are legitimate deductible expenses that will help you keep more of what you earn.
Gotcha. So, and this may be another question for the tax, for the accountant or whatnot, but you had mentioned just a portion of your phone bill and internet. So with this being a phone-based company, do you you wouldn't write your entire phone bill off, because we're working strictly from our phones pretty much. You know what I'm.
Yeah, I understand your question. I'm not a tax preparer or a CPA, but I can tell you this. If you had a separate line in your office with a telephone in your business name, that would be 100% write-off. But if you have a shared line, right, or a shared internet, or things like that, that you can't separate from yourself personally, then it has to be allocated.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Sure.
In all of your years of being in this industry, what keeps you here, and what's your favorite part about it?
Well, there's a number of things. I love the involvement. I love going to the company, meeting the staff, participating in the directors' meetings, and feeling I'm contributing, to the future success of the company. So that's very important to me. And I love to see and hear the success stories of our distributors and how this industry, and particularly in this case, Xyngular, has truly helped to change their lives in a good way, And so I get a tremendous amount of satisfaction, personal satisfaction out of seeing your successes, in the business as we go on. So that keeps me young. I don't look young, but it keeps me young.
Well, that I know y'all are. Does anybody else have anything? Just unmute yourself.
Mhm.
I can't see everybody. Anybody? Oh, y'all are quiet tonight.
Did anybody take any notes? Other than Hillary? You'll be tested on it later.
Well, since no one has any other questions, do you have any closing thoughts for us and any closing advice on moving forward, even from the brand new people that are on here all the way to the seasoned distributors?
Are you asking me, Melissa?
Yes, sir.
No, my only advice is to keep on trucking, really. The people who, for the years that I've seen that have been most successful, are ones that don't quit. They don't let a single failure for one reason stop their performance and keep them from their goals. In this industry, there are so many people that say, oh, you're in that direct sales company, it's not going to work, you're going to fail. Everyone always is looking at other people to fail. And the reason is because that makes them feel better, And so my advice is that just keep working, keep working at it. Don't be afraid if somebody doesn't want to get involved. This is a numbers game. I can't tell you how many meetings I've gone to of the Direct Sellers Association where I've gone into these meetings and we've talked about what makes a successful company, what makes a successful distributorship. And it truly is a numbers game. If you get 10 people, right, that are initially involved in the business, right, only a small percentage of them will rise to the top and be your true top leaders. And only a certain percentage of them are going to stay for a week or two before they quit. And a certain percentage of them are going to stay longer. And a certain number of them are just going to be your customers, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with being a customer. We hope they become a customer for a long, long time, if that's what they choose to do. But the really successful distributors are the ones that keep the funnel as wide as possible, get as many people involved in the business, and don't try to prejudge anybody as to whether they're going to be successful or not. I can't tell you over the years how I've met people when you initially meet them, you would say, oh, there's no way that person can ever be successful. And they turn out to be a star, right? And vice versa. There are people saying, boy, this person's going to be, they're going to knock them dead. They're going to be the best distributor. And they turn out to be nothing. Nothing happens. And so don't prejudge people, keep on working, and keep your goal clearly in front of you and keep working towards it, and you will do it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes, that is so true. I am the testament of that. There's been so many times that my business has gone up and down. And in those down times, that's when you grow. When you're in the valleys, that's when you grow and you learn how to persevere. And then it just makes that next mountaintop so much sweeter. So yes, great advice. Stick it out. And it's just, I'm sure that, that you've been involved in businesses that when it's a brick and mortar store, it takes a lot longer than a business in Xyngular to start seeing profits. And, we're lucky that we have a business model where we can start seeing profits pretty quickly, but it's just, you just got to keep going, because what the future holds for every single one of you that are in this business, this company right now, we are not even at the point where we have broke out, and the explosive growth has not even come yet. I mean, we're still the best kept secret in the United States, as far as I'm concerned, or in the world, as far as I'm concerned. And at some point in the very near future, we are going to become a household name. And anybody that's in this now that sticks it out and has that stickability is your business growth is going to blow your mind. You can't even comprehend what it can be. And I implore you not to quit. I implore you to just grab hold, put on your seatbelt, and see where you can go with this, because it is going to be amazing. And I'm here for the long haul. There's nothing in this world that could tell me that that this is not where the future is. It's just, I can't even tell you what this is going to be in the next 5 years. It's just going to be amazing. So you're in the right place, you're with the right company, and I think you're in the best team in the entire company. I'll definitely say that this is the best team, and we love you so much. Steve, we're so honored that you came on and just gave us your wisdom tonight and joined our team meeting. And for all you guys, I love y'all beyond words. Y'all are amazing. And I am going to declare Ephesians 3:20 over this team. God is going to do exceedingly and abundantly more than you can think or ask, because we honor him. His blessings are going to chase us down and overtake us. We are going to rise in the ranks. People are going to seek us out. You are in the right place at the right time. And we are going to give him all the honor and glory for it. I love you guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Go get those promos. Bye.
Good seeing you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a great night. Oh, Kevin wants to say hi, Steve.
Oh, okay.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. Just got home.
Good. Everything is good out here. I'm still biking.
All right. Hey, let me know if you need any bike stuff. If your shop runs short on anything, I'll see what I can do about getting you anything.
You'll be the first to know.
All right, buddy. Take it easy. Have a good night.
Okay, take care. Bye, gang.
Bye, guys.